So this instant entrepreneurship is what we are talking about, is about instant offer, instant decision, and instant profits. Why are we here? That's the first thing that we need to understand first, right? There are a lot of people who are professionals who could be into the stage where they're struggling to meet both ends meet. They could be under debt. They could be working for somebody else. Maybe they're into the job or some freelancing thing which they don't not be very happy about it. Commuting time could be a challenge for them. Some people travel a long distance to commute to work. No time for family. That is a very common challenge that I come across. People are struggling, and by the time they come back, it's 8:30, at times even 9 o'clock. Stressful political and office working environment. Obviously, when there are large number of people, there are hundreds of things happen. There's a political environment that gets cultivated, and it could be a job security. There was a time when job was the most secure thing. People did not get into entrepreneurship because people felt that getting into entrepreneurship is difficult. But today, what we are talking about it is these are the challenges that most of the people face at times. What to expect from this webinar on instant entrepreneurship? The very first thing that you should be expecting is the revolutionary business opportunity in career and education industry. So I want to actually help you understand that career and education industry, and that's the industry that we are into, and we are going to give you an offer and an opportunity in this particular industry. Great. Second thing is how to instantly start your plug and play business. So this business is something that can be instantly started. When I say instantly started, which means you can book this business today and can start it from tomorrow. You don't have to really wait, for things to really happen. Right? Within a week's time or 10 days time, you can book your first income. How to start earning 2 lakh rupees per month from second month itself from your business. If we count this as a first month, maximum by second month, can you earn 2 lakh rupees per month as an income? The answer is yes, but what you have to do is something I'm going to be sharing into the webinar, and that's something realistic. Third thing that I'm going to discuss with you is how to solve your problem of time, money, work life balance, and impact lives as well. And I'm sure everybody wants that, every good thing should come to them. But at the same time, if it comes at a cost when you're impacting lives and helping people, it definitely gives you more pleasure, right? And finally, at the end of the webinar, I will give you a special offer to help you instantly start your entrepreneurial journey. So this is what you can expect from this webinar. And so we set the expectation right because you're going to be investing 1 hour with me. Who is instant entrepreneur? Like, so instant entrepreneur is like a person who has got a freedom from boundaries. When I say freedom from boundaries, what does it mean? You can have a freedom from boundary only when if you if you can travel across any part of the globe and still can do that, still you just require a wi-fi to do the business, and there's nothing else that you require, which means across the globe you can settle anywhere and carry your business any point of time. Your business will not be disturbed. The only thing that you require is the wi-fi. Number two, we are talking about freedom of choice. Freedom of choice is something I would state it like this. For example, when you go to the restaurant, so when you go to the restaurant, when you order a meal in a five-star restaurant, so there are two ways to look at it. One is to order the meal looking at the dish, and second way to order the meal looking on the right-hand side, the prices, right? So that is called the freedom of choice, so that you don't have to bother about what the price could be. Third is the freedom of time, so that you can spend more time with your family and you can do it any point of time you want it. Freedom from boss, that is something that I think in most of us are basically looking at. And even sometimes, we get a very good boss, so we are not looking at. But I'm just saying, majority of the people have this issue. Freedom from work. When I say freedom from work, does not ever mean that you don't have to work. It primarily means that you'll have to work, but you don't have to really work. Like constantly for 30 days, 25 days. You know, if at all you create a system wherein once you've created that system and it automatically goes into the autopilot mode and it continuously keep on giving you an income, if that's what exactly you're looking forward for, instant entrepreneurship is going to offer you that. And then you always want a recession free industry so that it doesn't impact. And then finally we are talking about a freedom of income, right? And when I say freedom of income, it does not ever mean that fine. We are talking about freedom of income means you understand a model wherein you limit yourself to a specific. You don't limit yourself to a specific income bracket. Let's say 2 lakhs or 1 lakh or 3 lakhs. We are talking about it is an opportunity. Now, how do you multiply and scale the model is something. The scalability is possible in that. It's only you have to adopt the ways to do that, right? So this is what instant entrepreneurship is all about. Who can become an instant entrepreneur? Be it a housewife, if you're into a 9 to 5 job, you're a startup entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur, trainer and coaches. If you are a digital marketer, retired professional in sales or others, then I think it really makes a lot of sense for you. I would say almost anybody. So you don't require a special skills right now. The only you require is the passion towards it, right? Okay, so let's talk about this business opportunity for which we are here for. So, what do you have to do to become an instant entrepreneur and earn 2 lakh rupees per month? That's the question mark, right? So, let's understand that you don't have to worry, you don't have to set up an industry, you don't have to rent an office space, you don't have to hire a team. Think about what and how to sell, invest heavily, experiment to succeed, which we have already done that, or step out to search for clients. You do not have to do any such thing in this particular opportunity. The business which I am doing for the last 5 years and offering you today will solve big problem of yours and society too. Now we are going to understand how, right? Obviously, unless we solve the problem of the society, society will not give you the money, and your dreams related to the lifestyle will never come true. So important is how do we solve the society problem, a big challenge. Anybody so far who have been successful, are the ones who have solved a problem of the society, right? So let's understand what is here in this, what is in it for you as well as for the society. So first, let's understand what is there in it for the society. So, for example, when we are talking about a freedom of income is something, you don't have a limit to it. You can always earn to a level that you want to have it. As I said, time freedom, how to get it and enjoy it too. Like, I mean, if you get the money but at the same time you don't get the time to enjoy it, it's worthless, isn't it? Work life balance, as I said, time with the family, freedom of place, as I was talking about it, and empower students, students and adults both. So, this is what this business is all about. So, what we're going to be offering today is the opportunity which is online as well as offline. So, what it means online means obviously, like, everything will happen online. Be it a housemaker, if you are a housemaker, if you're a retired professional, if for any kind of a handicap you cannot move out of the house, you can do the online business. But if you are into the offline business, you can even do the offline business where the face to face is required, right? So you have both the opportunities into the same thing, right? You don't. So we are offering you a online and offline entrepreneurship. I don't know if you've heard of it. I'm sure, like you all are, majority of you would be the parents by now, and as a parent, you understand the biggest challenge people face is related to a career counseling profession, isn't it? Career counseling. The children are not very. They are very confused about what is the field they should be selecting. Generally, it is the time when they are on 10th, and when they are in 10th class. At that point of time, you have to decide which stream to choose: science, commerce, or humanities. And that's the time when they are not aware about it, right? And parents are all equally like bad in that. There are some parents who research on that, but at the end of it, the way we decide upon is like depending on to what is something which offers a better opportunity, rather than depending on what suits the best to the child. So any which ways, it is one thing which is missing. Those though these days the people have started getting aware of it, but still the level of awareness is very superficial at this point of time. So we are talking about a career counseling industry, and these are, when I was typing down and trying to find out, so I figured out there are 315 million students, and there are 15 lakh career counselors that we wanted right now in India we just have about 1 lakh career counselors. So it's about 14 lakh career counselors that we require it more. That's the power and that's the kind of a gap that we need to be filling in. Because can you imagine if at all today we have, like we are going to be deciding about the next 35, 40 years. That's the time when we invest that time into a profession, after we get into it, when we start a professional journey. And by the time we retire, it's about 35, 40 years. And can you imagine all these years we live and we actually do something that we don't love it. So any which ways, I'm not going deep into it, but important is the career counseling profession that we are into, right? If you look at this slide and that the one which is marked with the red, if you can just read that, that the news minute that says that India, and that's just June 24th, 2009. I've just picked up the latest, that India has a counseling deficit education sector in critical challenge. Then, if you go to the second result in the search engine, it says career counseling is the art of understanding the pain points of the students and guide has wholly motivated him to take up entrepreneurship in this industry with a wealth of information on the US universities and now, what we're going to talk about it is this is the particular industry that there's a huge gap, and there are a lot of suicides that the people commit. We will come to that a little later. May not be in this webinar, but the repercussion of not choosing a right career are many and an extent we can't even imagine. So let's understand. We are going to offer you an online entrepreneurship. The business into online entrepreneurship. The business is about career counseling, but it is not only about career counseling. Even it's for adult. Today, I've seen that majority of the people who are between 38 and 35, 40, 45, 50, generally 35 to 45 or 40 to 45, I've seen people have their second shift of career. I think you would be amongst, I would not be surprised if you say ki we are also into the same bracket, right? Are you into the same bracket? If you can type yes, if at all you are falling into the same bracket, this is the time when you're thinking to actually get into to change the career, and you want to get into something which is more peaceful for you, more meaningful for you. Money is one factor, definitely there, but then apart from that, you are looking at it, and that's the reason perhaps you're here, because you're looking forward for some really meaningful, exciting career that can actually, solve your problem of being an entrepreneur, giving time, whatever, we have a meaningful life and just one life, and we need to be very happy about it. Okay, so we are going to offer you an online entrepreneurship business that is called the career counseling business, and even psychometric is being used at HR, right? When the somebody will have to shift the career. The tools used are psychometric test. I mean, this, I'm sure many of the people would have heard of it. HR really uses that. Even schools today in 10th, they actually use that. They want to understand what stream should the child be given or should be selecting. So today, there are a lot of premium schools who are getting the psychometric test done for the children. So similarly, psychometric is one of the very interesting tool which helps you to identify things. So we are into this. We'll talk about that in detail later about the product part of it. But yeah, at this point of time, let's understand this is the online business where we offer you a tool called psychometric test. And target audience is parents of children between 10 to 21 years. And then you have HR, you have anybody for that matter you want to counsel. This is also a tool these days, it is being used for life coaching. For example, you want the person to discover himself or you want to help him to discover, you can actually use psychometric test. And the best part is being online, demographic is global. Across the world, anywhere you can actually reach with a simple questionnaire. You don't really have to physically go to the customer to do that. Income potential is almost about a lakh of rupee per month, right? Now, coming to that role, online entrepreneurship is something like, when generating leads online is one thing, what you have to do, if you're an online entrepreneur, what is that you have to do? So, first is generating leads online. How would you generate that? We will tell you. Educating prospects and converting them to customer. Obviously, when I say educating, which means there's a script, and that is what once the leads are generated, people are interested. You need to educate them what this program can do for you or the product can do for you. Collecting 100% advance through payment gateway. generating report and emailing to the customer, and thereafter coming to counseling and taking reference online. Now, this is the total process, and this is what you should be comfortable with. And generally, it doesn't require any special skills. Whatever the skills that's required during the training, we actually help you with, right? All right. So when we talk about the action entrepreneur, so I don't know if you've heard of a DMIT, but yeah, DMIT is one thing. Tools used in this is DMIT. That's called Dermatographic Multiple Intelligence Test, and we'll be discussing that in detail. It's a very interesting thing. Target audience are parents of children of 5 years plus, but it can be done for anybody technically, and it helps even to the people who are 40 years because it gives you so many things to basically identify. Then demographics are local, and then income potential is about a lakh of rupee plus. This is something which I'm saying is the practical. But rest, if you are aggressive and if you can actually create the team, you can actually like touch anything. Role of offline entrepreneur, or I would say like the action entrepreneur would be generating leads online, and that's what I said. We will be discussing on that, how to generate leads, educating prospects and converting them to customer, collecting 100% advance through payment gateway, taking fingerprints face to face. That is wherein this you can do it to the person you can actually meet. Either they come down to your place, or you go to the common place, or you go to their residence, or you hire a person who goes to their residence to collect the fingerprint, because the fingerprint, the biometric scanning has to be done for the fingerprint, and that is to be collected. Then thereafter coming to generating reports, it will be a 10-minute job later. And then finally counseling online and taking reference, which will be about 45 minutes counseling to the customer over the webinar platform. Like this is one of the platform that I'm using, I'm interacting with you. Similarly, there are free platforms like Zoom, where you can have an interaction with anybody across the globe and you can do the counseling. And the way the slides are visible to you right now, the report would be visible to them. So that's the way it goes. This is the role that you have to play. So once you're comfortable with the role and you understand you're okay to get into the education industry, now let's understand why should the parents be buying this from you, right? How would you solve the parents' problem? So big problem is students' parents' stress is unaware of multiple intelligence. You understand multiple intelligence? We all have eight intelligence, and these are different in nature. For example, when I ask people who's more intelligent, Sachin Tendulkar or let's say Virat Kohli or Amitabh Bachchan. So, there are few people who would say, I mean, they would get confused. Or I'll say Albert Einstein. So people will say Albert Einstein. Yeah, that's correct. Or I would say, let's say, Dr. Abdul Kalam or Amitabh Bachchan. People will say Dr. Abdul Kalam. Why? The idea is that everybody is intelligent. The only thing is the field in which they are intelligent is different. For example, you require different skills when it comes to what Amitabh Bachchan is doing because that's wherein you require acting skills. And when you say acting skills, it's a face expression, it's a body kinesthetic, and a lot of stuff. So, idea is that we should be aware of it. What is a multiple intelligence? If Virat Kohli is being asked to be an engineer, he would be a poor engineer. But he's a good leader, he's a good cricketer. So, idea is to understand and identify the multiple intelligence. The stream selections, there's always a confusion in selection of stream. That's a big challenge for parents. Career selection is a big challenge for parents. Then coming to wrong learning style, I mean, there are three ways we learn: auditory, kinesthetic, and visual. But we teach the child in the same fashion in the class, and but they can definitely change that at home, and that makes a big difference in their life. Behavioral challenges and extracurricular activity. So we are through our programs and products, we are going to take care of everything, right? Now coming to okay, so what do we have it for you? Today we are talking about two solutions, two programs that we're going to offer you. One is the psychometric test software that we are going to give it to you. That's the latest edition, and there's an offline software that we are going to give it to you from DMIT software. That's again the latest edition from DMRC Asia Singapore, right? So what we are going to do is it's like rebranding. What these are the programs that you'll get it, and generally the best part is you can rebrand and redistribute. It will not be on our name, but the reports which will be generated will be on your name. And even if you want to sell it further to somebody else, you can do that, and they can rebrand, or you can rebrand, lock it, and send it to them. There's no expiry. The career counseling, it's basically all about the career counseling, and which the people charge from 5,000 rupees to about 12,000 rupees today in the industry. HR hiring and online solutions. So these are something that we're going to offer you online in psychometric test and DMIT also. You have rebrand and redistribution, English and Hindi reports, 6 report generation software that we are going to give it to you. Unlimited reports you can generate. It's not that there's a limit to it. For each report you charge about 4,000 rupees, and you can actually like sell any number of report. We have not kept the control in our hand. In fact, the control is completely into your hand, right? Okay, now coming to the next slide that talks about a product. So what are we going to do? You are going to be generating a report, and you would be trained how to counsel on that particular report, so that we can empower kids, we can empower parents to take the right decision, so that the next 40 years that they're going to invest together in their career are more meaningful and more learning, and it's more scientifically proven, and basis that they're going to be taking a decision, right? So we have, these are the products that you're going to sell. That is a psychometric test report and DMIT report. Now, when we talk in terms of psychometric test report, which is an online business, as I said, and you can do it sitting at home, it has got 8 multiple intelligence score. I mean, it will give you a 8 multiple intelligence. It will give you a multiple intelligence actionables, which means once you understand that, fine. Out of the 8 intelligence, these are 3 areas where I'm strong at. These are 3 areas where I'm weak at. So the strong areas you need to get an exposure to, and the weak area you need to improve upon. You'll come to know about it, and you would be actually guiding the parents. This report will give you the solution also. Then grouping of multiple intelligence, personality type, what type of personality that you have, and the career score on the major careers, so that you know that this suits you better than the other career. And accordingly, you can make a choice, and it is a learning decision, right? So this is what psychometric test report will do for you. This is about the multiple intelligence theory that was coined by Dr. Howard Gardner. And these are the multiple intelligence that you have. It's something called logical, mathematical. That is mathematics. Some kids are very good in mathematics. Some are good in music. Some are naturalists, which means they're nature lover and they love pets, dogs. Their observation is very strong. Verbal linguistic, they are able to instantly pick up the lyrics of the song. They are very good to pick up the languages as and when they go for a short duration, even to any country. They are able to pick up the language faster. That's the intelligence that they possess. Interpersonal skills, that is about cultivating a relationship. That's about the emotional quotient. Body kinesthetic is about, like, obviously body movement. Spatial visual is all about 3D imagination, something like what the architect does. And the intrapersonal is something which is all about self, philosopher, understanding self. These are 8 intelligence that's being identified scientifically and proven by Dr. Howard Gardner in 1983. So these all programs and products are primarily based on that, right? Okay, so it will give you it will tell you what are the strong ones, what are the weak ones. It will give you a ranking, and it will also tell you what needs to be done to improve upon it. Isn't that magical? If you come to know at the right time, you can cultivate the weaker area to a strong area, and you can capitalize your strong area. So this will give you the intelligence description. What are the preferred learning style? Typical roles that you're going to play. What are the roles that you can actually play? For example, if your linguistic is strong, you definitely can be a better lawyer than becoming a better engineer or a journalist or a speaker or a trainer. So it will tell you which areas you can relate better to, and related task activities and tests that you can do it. So this is going to be a part of this report. It's a beautiful 9-page report, and a very precise report actually, which helps you to understand. uh, in a McKinsey theory, it will help you to understand whether you're basically like you are analytical in nature, you're interactive in nature, or you're introspective in nature. It will help you to understand, are you realistic? What is type of personality that you possess? And it will give you scoring. For example, are you realistic? Are you investigative? Artistic? There are few people who are artistic. There are few people who are very investigative. They want to know deep into it. They will not take the first step unless they are very clear about the complete plan, right? So it's all about a different personality. And if you give a audit job to an investigative guy, they will do it better than if you give it to the artistic guy. So idea is the right people at the right place. To understand the right, what is the right place for them, depending on to the personality, you have to allocate the job and thus the career. So therefore this report will help you to identify the personality. So the career should be resonated basis on that. And you don't have to do that. It's the report which is going to do, the software which is going to do. You just have to interpret that for the convenience of the parents so that they understand what is good for my child. And then it will give you the career selection, and it will have something like this, and it will give the scoring, so you know which are the best three career options that you have it, and you can actually take it. So this is what is all about the psychometric test. These are the career that we are talking about. It will give you scoring, and this becomes very extremely important when people decide on the basis of the psychometric test report. So how do you make about 90,000 rupees per month online from this? That's like, for example, market price for psychometric test is 4,000 rupees. That's what you charge the parents, right? Today with the counseling, majority of the counselors, are charging 4,000 upwards. There are very good counselor who charge about even 12,000 and 15,000. I've seen there are people who are even charging 40,000 rupees, but the level of counseling is completely different. So you have to step up. You have to start today and you have to master this. And trust me, the kind of charges the parents are ready to give, if they know that you're using the right and most scientific tool and your counseling levels are good, which gets developed over a period of time, can be great. And the best part is you're doing that without stepping out of your house, right? So market price for psychometric test is 4,000. Even if you price it at 3,000 rupees and do the online counseling, complete online thing, per day, if you generate one report, and that is very simple. How would you do that? I'll just talk about it. You can do three reports also. You can do four reports also. I'm not saying you can't do that, but I wanted to keep it very simple. Just one report a day. And by doing one report a day, 3,000 rupees the price, you do 30 reports, it gives you 90,000 rupees income, right? So to close this 30 customer, you need 300 interested lead. So how would you get 30 customer? All the inquiries that comes to you will not get converted. I'm just taking a market standard rate as 10%. My personal experience is it's about 25% get converted because there was no obligation for them to send the inquiry. They have come by themselves. So therefore, it is extremely important that you should be able to, like, we are just taking 10% conversion. So to get 30 customer, you require 300 interested customer. Where would you get it from? We'll talk about that little later. But as of now, you need to understand you require 300 inquiries. The moment 300 inquiries comes to you, you are able to convert 30 of them minimum and you'll be able to generate 90,000. Now coming to what is second program, that's called DMIT, Dermatographic Multiple Intelligence Test. What is DMIT? DMIT is called Dermatographic Multiple Intelligence Test. It's a biometric scanner. I'll tell you in the simple way. Now, it was about 125, 30 years back when there were a couple of kids who were born in the different part of the world. It was observed these such kids who were not having a brain, cortex, which means scientifically these people were having a missing part, that is the brain. These kids do not survive for more than 24 hours, but we realize all these kids who are not having a cortex called brain were not even having a fingerprint. And it couldn't have been, so people realized that there's some like connection between the fingerprint and the brain. And that's when the research started. Over a period of time there were 4,000 papers were being submitted. There were a lot of people who came and they started discussing, they started they started researching on that, and therefore like this science has been developed. Now, so dermatographic multiple intelligence test is the biometric scanner. For 10 fingers, we take a fingerprint through a software, and there's a scanning. The biometric scanner is there. And then it is based on genetics, embryology, dermatographics, and neuroscience. And medical experts has confirmed that fingerprint provide accurate analysis of a person's inborn talent. So this is what DMIT is. Even in China, when they recruit the people for Olympics, the sports people, they use DMIT as one of the tools to, and that should confirm that they have that innate potential. Now, the benefits of DMIT are multiple intelligence to identify brain dominance, whether you're left or right brainer, what is the type of personality that you carry, your learning style, your leadership style, your quotients, what is your IQ level, EQ level, CQ level, and AQ level, what is the stream you should be selecting, what is the career rating. There are hundreds of career. Out of it, what is the rating? It will give you a rating career graph, that what is better for you, which field is good for you, and then extracurricular activity graph. Now, this is what exactly you're going to get it from one single report, which is for 69 page. Now, there's six type of variants that we're going to give it to you. One is DMIT report, which is for lifetime. Throughout the life, it's something like a brain manual, or I call it a operational manual. When we buy anything, we get the manual, right? You get to buy a refrigerator, you get the manual how to operate upon. But with child, there's no manual which comes in. So you can take it. Imagine a situation if you're able to create a manual for a child. How would that be? It's very interesting, isn't it? So we have six different reports that we have, and six variant. One is the lifetime report. One is the compatibility report. Now people used to get married. They used to get the Janam Patri match. Today we are talking about scientifically. Let understand what are your strengths and my strength in terms of multiple intelligence and other aspects. What is your personality and my personality? Because ultimately, the end of it, that should match. Even for example, if you're a partner into a business and you want to decide that what is your veto power and what is your partner's veto power, it should be decided on the basis of the strength. If you're a husband and wife and you want to decide what are the areas your spouse cannot challenge you, or you should not challenge your spouse, is again basis on the compatibility report on the strong areas each one of you possess. So that's a beautiful report. It compares and it tells you the thing. Similarly, you have a 33-page report. I mean, third and fourth report, which you can see, which is being numbered, are 33-page report. And this is in English, as well as one report in Hindi. That's 33 page. And then you have a demo report, and then you have another report that is called the HR report. For example, if you go to the corporate and people recruit, and that is the point of time, these guys are able to actually use this report, right? So this can be sold even into the corporate, in the schools. Individually, it is being sold like a hotcake, right? Now coming to the next thing, and that is what we are talking about, authenticity of it. I'm sure by now there are a lot of questions which are rising into your mind. Yeah, few people might have heard of it earlier, and few people may not have heard of it, right? So you feel, is that authentic? I mean, and what is the certificate of authenticity? So each one of our report will have a certificate of authenticity. It all comes from Singapore, and from the origin source. So it has got that certification being incorporated in that. So you don't have to worry about that. And we maintain that transparency. It's like what all it's going to cover you. This 69-page report, but definitely I'm just gonna give you a glimpse of a major thing called benefits of DMIT, multiple intelligence, as I talked about it. So these are 8 multiple intelligence that you have. You come to know about it. Whether you're a left brainer and right brainer, it will give you a score of it. And because left brainer are logical people and right brainer is creative people, it will help you to understand what kind of a personality out of the 4 different personalities that you might possess. Are you dominant? Are you influential? Are you compliant? Or you're steady? It'll tell you about that. It'll also help you to understand your learning style. Some people are visual learner, they learn by watching things. Some people are kinesthetic learners, some people are auditory learner. Auditory learner will listen to the things and learn faster, right? So they have a different learning style also. If you do a minor changes, you will find within half the time they're able to memorize, but today they are memorizing in 1 hour's time. So that's what exactly are the kind of a benefits that you get it. Your leadership style, are you a task oriented leader or are you a relationship oriented leader? Right? There are few people who give importance to relationship and they inspire the people to get it done. There are few people who are a taskmaster. They may also inspire, but different way. So all these things come from a single report. You'll come to know about the IQ level, EQ level, CQ level, AQ level. You come to know which stream should you be selecting. Is it science, commerce, stream? In one single report, it is giving you all. That's 69-page report on which you're going to consult the parents. And then finally, it's going to talk about the career options. They're one star, two star, three star, four star, and five star. Five star are the best, four are considerable, but three, two, and one should be ignored completely. For example, even in engineering, if you really look at it, chemical engineering is three star. You should not be selecting electronic engineering. You should not be doing that. Just one star. But computer engineering is something that you can do it because it combines couple of intelligence. Basis the intelligence mix and match. It tells you which particular specific career that you are good at or you can be better at. And then eventually at the end of it, it will give you a graph and which will make the life simpler for you to understand as a ready-made graph that fine, this child is good in psychology, so he should be selecting psychology rather than, being a doctor or engineer, or, he could be doing, if not psychology, he wants to do, he can learn foreign languages. That is again his strong point, or a public and political affairs. So this is not only limited to career counseling based on your personality and your capabilities is what it is talking about it, and it will also guide you in many other aspects, and it will give you a time to develop those aspects. During the summer vacation we all struggle, at the end of it, they kids learn what they go to summer camp. Idea is they should stay away for 3 hours, that's it, right? Majority of the parents. And but then eventually they learn guitar, they learn singing and whatever, typically whatever is available. But if you know that your child is good at this and will perform better, rather than wasting money in everything, you can actually put him in that particular field. So it will give you that also. So this is about the dermatographic multiple intelligence test. I personally have done about 700 plus counseling and I'm really passionate about it. Forget about everything else. My personal experience has been really meaningful. And I feel people really feel blessed once the right counseling happens to you. They feel they've got the right guidance for which they were confused for years together. Now, how will you make a lakh and 20,000 rupees per month out of only DMIT? With these, we have seen that you make 90,000 rupees from online entrepreneurship, where you do not have to step out of the house and you can become an online entrepreneurship. You can do the online by talking about a psychometric test. Here we are talking about DMIT. We have to physically go and take a fingerprint of a person. However, this industry will give you a lakh and 20,000 rupees just by doing one single report a day. So market price for DMIT is about 5,000 along with the counseling. If you price it at 4,000 rupees and per day you do one counseling, which means 30 days into 4,000 rupees is 1 lakh 20,000 rupees, right? So you require one customer a day, that is 30 customers. So you require, if we consider 10% as a conversion, you require 300 leads. So if you want to do both, you can do both. If you want to do online, you can do online. If you want to do action entrepreneurship, you can do that. That's completely your choice because it will again depend on your personality, whether you are able to resonate your personality with this. That's about it. So what are we going to offer you? Your business profits, how would it come? From the software that we are going to give it to you for psychometric, it's 3,000 rupees, that's 90,000 rupees you are going to make. And from DMIT software, you're going to make a lakh and 20,000. You can either do one thing or you want to do, if you're really ambitious, you can do both the things. And this is just not the limit 30-30. This is the realistic thing that I talked about it. If you're a workaholic or you start working along with your teams and you start hiring people, this 30 can even become 300. There's no problems about it. As the programs and the products are accepted by the market, you know what is the success mantra and how to sell it, then appointing a team is not a problem. To begin with, you can start with the self-employment and later on you can expand and like enhance in this particular field area. Right, so volume is 60 and you earn about 90,000 plus a lakh and 20,000. That's 2 lakh 10,000 rupees. That's the profit that you're able to make, right? Now, the important thing is ki, fine, if you like the opportunity, I'm sure majority of the people who would have liked the opportunity, what is going in their mind is how would we be trained? Because you don't know anything about it. You have never done the career counseling for anybody. But wait, even I didn't do it earlier. Prior to that, when I got into it, it is the knowledge is something that can be acquired. The only thing that you should know is, are you reasonably having a good communication and you can interact one to one on with parents? You don't have to really think and apply your mind. Everything is there in the report. You just have to interpret the report. So that is something that we're going to be training you for. So we have a video tutorial series that is we will be teaching you DMIT overview, fingerprint patterns. There are different things on DMIT and psychometric. We are going to teach you how to consult the parents, how to generate report, how to take fingerprint. What are the different technical aspects of it, what is sales all about. We will, even to an extent, will give you a script that should be used while the inquiries are generated and calling them. We shall also be sharing with you, like a WhatsApp that you should be forwarding the client, or a e-biller that should be given to the client, right? And what should be you be speaking? What are the kind of an FAQs that you can expect would come, and how to book profits, how to share your, the online payment link so that you get the instant bookings, all the stuff that we are going to share with you, and that is a part of a video tutorial. But most important is about the digital marketing. How do you get the inquiries, be it online or action entrepreneur? In both the cases, you require an inquiry. So where you get the interest is something that is something we are going to share with you in the training. So training, we have a video tutorial. You can do it at your own pace. Generally, you're able to cover these 11 video tutorials within a week's time. And then, if at all you have any kind of a queries, generally people don't require, but if at all you require, you can come online with us and do the training. And then we also, so this will be sufficient. You don't have to really meet us for that. But there are people who are really wanting to find, we want to come and take a live training. We have that option available also. On a small charge, that option is available, but that option is available, right? We'll be talking about it going forward. Now, coming to parents having kids between, who's your customer? Let's understand who's your customer. Parents having kids between the age group of 5 to 21 years. So that's the right target audience for you. And when you are thinking, just close your eyes and think, around you, what are the good schools that's available, right? So how many reports do you require per day? To make about 2 lakh rupees, you require 60 customer. So which means we are talking about 720 customers, 720 parents we require to make 24 lakh rupees a year. 24, 25 lakh rupees a year, you require what? 720 customers. 60 customer into 10, 600, 600 plus 60. No, 60, plus 120, that's 720. 720 customers that you require to make 25 lakhs a year, right? And so let's go to the next thing. How do you get it? So if you get 600 student, you will get 60 customer, 10% conversion. So where will it come from? So generally what happens is there are a lot of ways. Initially people used to do a traditional marketing, and I'm sure the first thing that comes to your mind, can we go to the school? Yes, that's the school. I know the principal and all this stuff. This could surely be one way. You may be knowing a coaching center. You may be knowing, where you don't have to spend any money into the market. You're sharing a small profit, and they are able to actually like give you students, right? That's one way to go about it. A second way to go about it is digital marketing channel. So digital marketing channel, that's the best way to do it, because herein you have different ways you can actually market the product online. But to my mind, what really worked for you is the best thing is called the Facebook ad campaign. In Facebook, if you are able to generate the leads, you will get the very seriously the people who have a paying capacity, the people who are aware and they are really concerned about the children. So how do you reach such parents is through a Facebook ad campaign where you choose the right target audience. To an extent, while you choose the right target audience, there are a lot of ways to choose it. You can choose it by profession, you can choose it by car they drive, you can choose it by the books they read, you can choose it by the pages that they have liked, for example education, or the multiple intelligence or any such thing. So primarily we know we are going to right target audience, educated parents who are really concerned about their kids, the people who are looking for career counseling. If you type that, so you are able to choose the right audience, you reach that, they leave the inquiry, 10% get converted. So this is the channel. So I'm sure I'm just sharing briefly the figures that we have it. Last 3 months FB ad spend that we are talking about we have almost spent about 6,56,000, roughly about 2.5 lakh rupees for one of the products that we like spend. We have three such products, and the inquiries, like you can see the one which are marked in red. 354 inquiries comes, 47 inquiries come. So these are the inquiries, the interest which comes in. So lead generation in Facebook is easy. It's not very difficult, right? And we help you with the coaching. We help you to understand that. And this is the kind of a revenue that I generated, on the product. It's not the complete product. There are a lot of payment which come from the other way gateway also. I'm not talking about what do I earn. It's not what my intent is. Here is what I mean to say is this has got the potential when you can actually make a lot of money. So the whole idea is that these are the things like which is done online, and your payment comes online, your counseling happens online, your marketing happens online. You don't step out and still able to do that. Tomorrow you're going to Rishikesh, or tomorrow you're going to down south, or like maybe any part of the world. You just require a Wi-Fi, and that is what it is. You can do online counseling. You will not miss out on your work or making money. That's the beauty of this industry, right? And so I'm sure a lot of people are thinking, but we do not know anything about it. We have never done Facebook marketing and all this stuff. So would I be able to do that? Don't worry about that. We have a video tutorial on that, so that suffices. And apart from that, we have a team who helps you in case you want to set up the page. And we actually help you to set up your first campaign. Idea is to generate leads, the genuine leads. And after leads comes in, I'm sure you're good enough to actually convert them, right? So this is what it is. So we are going to be giving you a support in all things in terms of commitment, compassion, respect, ethicality, ethical and affordability. I mean, this is what you can expect from us. And now the thing is, most important thing is the benefits part of it. So why should you be going for this opportunity? I'm sure by now many of the people have made the mind that this is what you can do it. And let me tell you, when the offer comes in, you'll jump out of the window because it is something at a very meager price today. But important is, why should you be joining? I'm just summing up the benefits once again, and next, I think 10-15 minutes, we're going to be finishing up this webinar, and you will have the opportunity into your hand. So that's about creating your own brand. No royalty. You don't have to pay royalty. It's a unlimited reports, and you are going to brand for your name. You become a brand. No infrastructure is required, no investment, high returns, low investment, sorry, high returns. Say no to 9 to 5 job, proven business model. This is not something that you have to experiment and think, and then like you have to find a way how you can do it successfully. We've already found the way. We've already walked that path. It is only we will be sharing. You have to start walking that path. You just follow that blindly, surrender 100% professionally, and then tell me after 3 months time, this is what I've achieved, and this is what this business of opportunity is all about. Already, in different way, the hundreds of people who have joined us, like majority of the people have started making a big one, the big money. So I think this is the simpler one, the simplest opportunity, that we are going to offer. And then you have a scope of improving upon a lot of other things going forward. Then work-life balance, flexible time in place, carry your business in your bag. Impact lives of students, empower people, empower adults, make big money and command respect is what today I'm here to offer you. Okay. Now, today we are offering you plug and play business opportunity that includes ready product and service. You don't have to search what is to be marketed and what is the market. We are helping you with that. To help students unleash their true potential and to help parents and individuals to transform their lives. How to do Facebook ad campaign and get potential clients. All video tutorials to help you start your business immediately, and all softwares and assistance required to get set go, right? So this is what the today's business opportunity is going to be. There highlight of becoming instant entrepreneur is you can work from any part of the country. Can be done at full time, part time, with job. You can start with a with job. Once it comes to a level, maybe like you'll realize that it is giving you income more than the income that is into the job. You can switch over it and give complete full time. That's the best way, and majority of the people have done that. One time low investment, lifetime high return. Just a one time investment. You don't have to continue to keep on investing into that. Gain high respect by impacting lives. Includes the kit includes products, marketing, selling tutorial and guidance, right? I'm sure there are common FAQs which are there in the minds of the people. Something which commonly comes, I'm already answering you. So the very first one is, are the company products, program, and directors authentic and trustworthy? So companies are private limited. We have a legal entity. Products are sourced from second largest company in the world, and we have that in our site also, website also. That's in Singapore and Japan. They have the research centers. That's the second largest company in the whole world. And products are need based. These are something which is the need of every person. You just have to make them realize the need, and they would be happy to buy that. Will online training make me confident to conduct the workshop? The idea is yes, online trainings are very structured. If you're able to understand what I'm saying to you today, right now, you will, even your client will be able to understand that. Even like, the video tutorials that we have recorded are the ones which one time were the part of a live session. So we thought of recording and people really enjoy that. But the best part is you can do it any point of time you want it. You can learn at your own pace, time, and convenience. Still, in case you want to conduct your there's nothing called a workshop, but if you want to come for the workshop, live training, you can do that. Is there a competition and will that affect me? That's the question in your mind. So the idea is theoretically, if you talk about it, there are people in the same domain. So I'll say the competition is there, but then if you really talk about it, even if hundreds of players comes into it, the competition will not be over because number of students to whom we have to cater to are very large. And trust me, this is there for the last 7 years, right? And still also not, they're just one out of the like 20 people who must have got the DMIT done. So it's the scope which is large, and if not DMIT, the psychometric test. You have both the products. Whichever you're comfortable with, you can start with, or you can start with both. That's completely your choice. So when we talk in terms of a competition, actually practically there is no competition, right? You have your own market and the way you reach. I'm going to talk about that through a digital marketing. What role will I have to play? A counselor, the mentor, the trainer, the facilitator, and the entrepreneur. So we have already discussed about the role that I'll have to play. Do I need an office space? No, you do not need an office space. You do not require a staff, and do I have to pay royalty? You don't have to pay a royalty because we are not selling you a franchisee. We are selling you the business. We are giving you software. We are helping you install software and training and helping you to understand how do you acquire this thing. How do you market that and convert that into profitability? So it's a complete business solution end to end is what we are going to provide you. Do I need a GST? You will not need a GST unless you do 20 lakh rupees. So till 20 lakh rupees, you don't require a GST as of now. Current laws are this. If it changes, depend on the kind of a changes which comes in, right? So, but the best thing is you can discuss with the CA. But as of now, you would not have to. You do not require a GST. How will you collect the payment? The way there are a lot of payment gateways which are there like Instamozo, PayUmoney. Our favorite is Instamozo, but there are different people use different payment gateway. So you can use any payment gateway to collect money online from the customer. And so we are there in about 24 states now. This is a slightly older slide. 100 plus centers, precisely 158 centers we have now. 10,000 students just in 9 months. 9 months back when we started, we are able to cultivate that in that short period of time. So we have a mission on which we are working. We have the testimonial evidence. There are a lot of people who actually like keep on writing. So while I was just drafting that, a couple of things that came, instantly to me, I just shared that. Thought, this could. There are few people who really wanted to have some testimonial evidence. So as a part of a business model, I just put that. So it's about different people talk about different things and how this has really taken them to the next level and how they have actually like switch from job to like entrepreneurship, employee to employer kind of stuff. So different people have different things to talk about it. uh, so these are the different feedbacks that they get it. So it's like, some people talk about training, some people talk about support, some people talk about the industry, some people are excited to share what is that, like, they are able to make their first sale, they're quite excited. Ultimately we're going to be a part of a family, and we all need to be there together, to learn, earn, and grow. That is what the agenda is. And in fact, my agenda is that, we should be meeting once in a 6 months time, where all the people from the same fraternity who are doing a serious business should be meeting and having a picnic and spend some good time as a family. At the same time, we should be learning. So that's a part of our agenda. But yeah, it's a pre-launch offer right now for this particular product. For rest of the things, we have been doing it, which are of definitely higher this thing. This one product is something which is a pre-launch, which is coming under the pre-launch offer. So you have psychometric test report that we're going to give it to you, which is individually being, it is 9,000 rupees being sold for. If you buy DMIT software, this will cost you 12,000 rupees. And then if you talk about a training video tutorial, that will cost you about 4,000 rupees. In totality, when you talk psychometric test, DMIT, and training for that, I'm not talking about basic training. There are certain training which are basic training, everybody will give complimentary. But apart from that, there's certain training which nobody will give. For example, Facebook ad campaign, how to set up the industry, how to set up. So you have a product, if you don't know how to market the product, what is the fun of it? If you're not able to generate the inquiry, interested people don't come to you, then what is the fun? It will never be converted into business or profit. So important is to understand how do you convert that into profit? How do you generate genuine leads? Right? So these are the aspects which people don't touch. And today we are talking about that's a strength and USP. We are talking about end-to-end solutions. So when you look at this 25,000 rupees worth, right, where we are going to give you complete DMIT software, six different report generation software, scanning software, rich counting software. We're giving you psychometric test software, unlimited reports that you can generate, and training video tutorials. We are talking about it. So it's like a complete kit that we are going to give it to you, complete business with complete lifetime support. That's going to generally that cost about 25,000 rupees. But is that the price for you? The idea is this is not the price for you. The price today for you is just rupees 11,999. And you heard it correct. This is 11,999. And here's an offer that comes on your way. You can look at this offer. That is something that gives you an opportunity now to book it for 11,999 rupees. And you can just book it. It's a 52% discount that we're going to offer you. And tomorrow the price is not going to be the same. It's going to be back to 25,000. It's a pre-launch offer, and for instant booking, we are giving you this offer, and you can book it by just paying 4,999. So the steps are going to be something like this. And this is only for first eight units we are talking about it. For first eight units, we have this particular price. That's roughly about 11,999. That's the price, 12,000 rupees, you can say in a way. And 52% is the discount. So it's not 25,000, it's 11,999 rupees. So what you're going to do is you're going to be booking today, and I'll tell you the steps post booking what is going to happen. So let's understand first. One time investment in your dream business, investment is just rupees 11,999, and monthly revenue is about 2,10,000 rupees at its full capacity. By just investing 12,000 rupees one time, we don't charge anything ever again, and we give you the support, lifetime support for any kind of a thing related to softwares or the training, or maybe like how to market that. We help you and assist you in that. And monthly revenue that you're going to generate is about 2,10,000 rupees, right? And I'm sure many people are thinking who are a housemaker, even if I make 50,000 or 60,000 rupees genuinely, I'm happy. Forget about 2 lakh rupees. Am I right? That's what exactly many of you are going to be thinking of it. But let me tell you, it has got a potential to earn much more. It's not because the opportunity comes at a cheaper price, 25,000 rupees coming to about for 11,999 rupees. So don't underestimate this. This otherwise an opportunity which at one point of time, 7 years back when we started, this opportunity was costing 2.5 lakh rupees. Today, in 7 years, this has dipped down, but then most importantly, it has got into the advanced levels. So that's an opportunity. Go and grab it. You don't have to think, before the seats are over. I think that's the time you should go and grab it. You should actually like just book this opportunity, right? There are just 8 seats. I think two are already gone. There's 6 seats which are available. Today's offer price is 11,999. What you have to do is you have to book it for by paying 4,999 rupees. When you click book now button, you can pay. You can even pay in installment if you want it. But then that is something between the bank and this thing. If you're paying by credit card, the bank converts that into equal EMIs of 6 months. But it's too small an amount to go for it. But if at all you have a challenge right now, you can even consider doing that. So post booking, what will happen? Today, once you have booked the order, what is going to happen is a team will coordinate a schedule for one-to-one telephonic interaction with me for tomorrow to give you further insight. So you will give it to you'll give it to this by paying 5,000 rupees, but at the same time, my team will coordinate because you might have many questions related to that, and you would like that should be answered, right? So I would coordinate and I would actually spend some time, 15 minutes to half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever is required, and give you further insight about this particular business. Whosoever has signed up, with them, I'm going to invest time. And then thereafter, you can make the balance payment tomorrow itself for 7,000 rupees. So you have paid 11,999 rupees. You'll receive your kit day after tomorrow, and where you get the complete tutorials and complete softwares, and then thereafter hit your first income within 10 days. This is never before and never again offer. We are offering a discount of 52% and only for first 8 people, right? It is only for the first 8 people. So I would like you to book instantly. Tomorrow's price is definitely going to be 25,000. Tomorrow's price is 25,000. So out of the 8 offers, I think the four are left, and this is the time you can actually instantly grab this opportunity. If you're able to resonate, I think that's the time for you to take the first step. Apart from that, we also have an option for live training. That's an optional live training. This is not required though, but there are few people who want to actually like go for a live training, and they believe in that strongly. So we just started live training. So every third Saturday of the month, we keep it a live training, right? So you become a DMIT and psychometric certified expert. Yes, we do certify you, and actual training fees for this is 12,000. But if you instantly book, you'll get it for 3,999. That is 4,000 rupees in a way. That includes one-day training with lunch and evening snacks and certification and live practice under the direct guidance. And so next live training is definitely, as I said, is going to be on third Saturday of every month. So when you will be in Noida, thank you so much for joining. God bless. Take very good care of yourself and spend good time with your family.